wonderful. It was great.
You
took a stand, boy, right out in the open where people can look at you. The voters like that.
Thank you, Mr. Root.
Say, we've got to get to that minimum wage law.
Yeah, we better get in the car and go.
Oh,
Come on.
sure.
To Mama. Uh-huh.
Come on.
Buongiorno, Mama. They listened, Tony. Everybody was happy.
Oh, they listen, Mama, but I don't know how they're going to vote.
Mama, you would have been so proud of him at a molto bellissimo.
Oh, I just hope they show it at the polls.
I'll get us some coffee, all right?
I could use some, Vinny.
You know, worry, son. They want honest men. They voted for you.
You make a good campaign manager, Mama.
If a councilman has to eat, I fix something special for him.
No.
Something very special.
No, nothing.
Very attractive, Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Lucky.
You happy?
Reasonably.
Mm-hmm. Owe anybody any money?
Not that I know of. Why?
That fellow over there by the window. He's been breathing awful hard, you know. Keeps looking at you like you're wearing his suit. Been nursing that drink for an hour.
Maybe I better see what's on his mind.
You gonna leave that?
Keep your eye on it. Good evening.
Is it?
You've been staring at me as though we knew each other.
I'm Vincent Visconti. You know my brother, Tony Visconti.
Tony, he's an old friend. By the way, he'll make a fine councilman.
He might have.
What?
My brother's dead. He was shot to death a couple hours ago.
I'm sorry. Who did it?
The police are investigating, but they won't find anything.
I wouldn't be too sure.
Look, I'm from the East. I've been here only a week, but I know how it is. Tony was fighting a machine. It killed him.
If that's the case, the police will prove it.
They'll need help. That's why I came to you. I was cautious because I didn't want to be seen talking to you in there, or I would have been followed here.
What can I do to help?
Meet me at my mother's place. I'll take the boat ashore. You take the next one. I'll meet you there.
Vincent, I don't know what to say about your brother.
Try a prayer.
Mr. Lucky, a friend of Tony's.
Mrs. Vasconi.
They kill him just because he wants to do right. They kill him. How? can such a thing be?
Who are they, Mrs. Vasconi?
I don't know. I never see them. Always they telephone. Send the message. Always late at night. Always the same words. You no run for office, or we kill you.
And Tony talked to these people on the phone. Did you ever hear any names mentioned?
Si. Some of the names are in here. I show it to the police, but they say means nothing. Is not how you say.
Evidence. Where did this book come from, Mrs. Vasconi? Did Tony get it from someone?
It means something, the book?
I think so. I'll find out.
You find out who killed Tony?
I'll do the very best I can. I owe him that much.
Oh? Why you owe?
Someone encouraged your son to run for councilman, Mrs. Vasconi. Do you know who that was?
No.
Me.
Cheerful-looking weapon.
I'm glad you approve. Goodbye, Lucky.
You saying the killer just walked away and left it?
Well, it's about the smartest thing he could do. After all, if you kill a man with a rifle, you don't want to walk around town with it under your arm.
What about a trace?
Yeah, we traced it, all right. You can buy it in any one of 8,212 sporting goods shops in the country. Thank you for your help. And goodbye.
Lieutenant, did you ever see this?
Sure. Got these names memorized.
They mean anything to you?
Put them all together, they spell murder. Oh, look, Lucky, there are about 50 names in that book, all top echelon hoods. You can bet each and every one of them has an airtight alibi as to where he was and what he was doing when that shot was fired.
But you're checking them.
Yeah, we're checking them. But it still comes up hired assassin.
Hired assassins who bought this rifle in one of the 8,212 stores.
That's right. Goodbye, Lucky.
Lieutenant, do you know why Vasconi was killed?
Sure, we know why. Been living with it for years. That whole 14th district's run with an iron fist. If you vote for them, maybe you get your Christmas basket. If you run against them, you get a bullet.
You must have some ideas.
Oh, sure, we got ideas, but how are you gonna prove it? Well, come on, Lucky, you know the routine. They're organized now. French cuffs, all front. They're in politics, rubbish dumps, even in school lunches. But how are we gonna prove it?
It's worth a try.
Sure, it's worth a try. I'll tell you somebody who tried to buck the machine 3 years ago. Remember Art Cable? Why don't you talk to him and see how he came out?
All right. What's Cable's address?
You out of your mind?
What's his address? The question isn't that difficult, Mr. Cable.
The question's a cinch. It's the answer that's difficult. Who killed Vasconi? Who did this 3 years back? I had a lot of ideas when I got out of the Marines. Studied law under the GI Bill. Got a lot more ideas. Like cleaning up the district. Making it a good place for people to live in.
It wasn't a bad idea.
Some people agreed. A few asked me to run for councilman. I didn't run very far.
You were warned off?
Telephone threats, messages. They didn't miss a bet.
But you didn't pay any attention.
That was my mistake. I didn't think things like this happened any place but in cheap movies. One afternoon, right outside my office, they picked me up, threw me in a car. Took me for a ride. A long ride.
Did you recognize any of them?
Look, if you want any more of this, just go to the police, get the full report.
What I want, I don't think the police have got. The full story, Cable. Maybe something you didn't tell the police.
Now, why would I do that?
Because you were scared. You're still scared.
I might be. I got these to remind me. I got something else, too. I got a wife and 2 kids.
Cable, you can trust me.
Look, I've had it. I'm through with it.
Cable! You just talked about your wife and children. You want them to grow up in a district like this?
I tried to clean it up once. What did it get me?
Tell me the whole thing.
All right. They drove me out on the highway, way out.
How do you know that?
When your eyes are taped, you listen. It was a highway, all right. Country sounds, no traffic, no signals. They kept working me over. I kept passing out. It was like I was on a roller coaster.
And then?
Well, finally they stopped someplace for the main event. That's when they did this.
Any idea where the place was?
No.
Then what?
Then they drove me back to town. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. Next day I withdrew from the race.
Cable, when they had you, did you hear any names?
Well,
Lucky saw Cable.
take care of it
We took care of it.
all the way.
Did I ever do things halfway?
It's disturbing.
What?
The dangers of politics. You know, it's amazing what ambition will do for a man.
That headline tonight will read Cable. I think we're getting the message across.
So how was it Cable tell Lucky?
I don't know. We drove up, they were talking.
Well, you should have listened first.
Wasn't any way. We were outside, they were in the living room. Windows were closed.
Well, I'm very much afraid the problem still exists if Cable talked enough.
I don't think he did.
If he did, Lucky will go to the police. Could stir up a lot of unnecessary trouble.
What are you saying?
I think you better keep an eye on Lucky. I'd like to know every move he makes.
We'll stay with him.
Al, keep a close watch. Might become necessary to eliminate Lucky. This wasn't so funny, it would be ridiculous.
Now, Lieutenant. A city official shouldn't show partiality.
I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. Now that I see it, I still don't believe it.
Then we can't count on your vote, huh? Don't dirty that up.
I should get a heart attack on the way to the ballot box. You're gonna set politics back 50 years. Oh, it gives me heartburn.
I'm going to need a permit
What for?
to post these.
Oh, you're not serious.
I'm dead serious.
Oh, please, use a different word, eh?
Look, someone's got to be concerned that I'm going to run for councilman. It's the only way, Lieutenant.
Yeah, it's the quickest way to the morgue.
That someone arranged for the murder of Tony Vasconi. Then Art Cable was killed. Why, Lieutenant?
Because they both wanted to be councilmen.
That's right. Someone wanted them out of the way.
Yeah, we'll find them.
But not soon enough. We've got to expose the top man. Now, if I run for councilman, he'll make a pass at me.
Hey, he's liable to make too good a pass. Then we got nothing but a lot more trouble. Cap?
I just wanted to see. It's remarkable. Remarkable.
You sure impressed the captain.
Fine. Now all we have to do is impress whoever killed Vasconi and Cable.
Yeah.
Public figures should not drink in public places.
Why not?
The dries will murder you at the polls.
That's ginger ale.
The liquor lobby will murder you at the polls.
Andamo, stop trying to manage my campaign.
I'm just trying to protect you, Lucky.
And then try to protect the business a little. No tie? It's bad enough, but no jacket. Speak to him.
I already did speak with him. He and I came to a certain conclusion.
Oh, what was that?
That you speak with him.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Let's not stand on formalities. I'm prepared to deliver.
Deliver?
Over 3,000 dock workers. Sit down. Big John Root is the name. President.
President of what?
You're kidding. Local 982. Try to move a ship out of the harbor without our saying so.
Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Root?
Kind of slow in the take, ain't you? Let me tell you a few facts of your political life. You can't win an election without the support of labor, and we're prepared to support you if we can make a deal.
Now, how do you know what I stand for?
What's that got to do with it?
I'm sorry, Mr. Root. Why don't you drop by some other time?
I came to deal, so let's deal.
I do not make commitments, Mr. Root.
Well, what kind of politics is that?
Mine.
You ain't gonna go very far.
If you drop by again, Mr. Root, try wearing a tie.
What?
Mr. Lucky, better call the police.
What's wrong?
Speedboat took a shot at us. Killed one of the passengers.
Good. What?
Okay. That doesn't add up. The murdered man's an Arthur Rollins from Omaha, visiting fireman. Absolutely no connections in this town. No friends, no enemies, just on a vacation.
It's a long vacation.
You think it could have something to do with your campaign? Oh, no. They would have tried to get you, not one of the patrons.
I wonder.
Well, if you have any ideas, don't keep them to yourself.
I think it does have something to do with the campaign.
You do?
How?
Well, I don't have anything that'll spin. It's just a feeling.
Oh. Well, you will be the first to let me know, won't you?
Oh, sure. Why not?
You know, I've been thinking.
That's nice.
It's too bad. It's too bad you haven't already been elected, because if you had been, I'd be the first to start impeachment proceedings against you.
Bon voyage. You know, I don't think he's going to vote for you.
I can't blame him. With all these unsolved murders. Hello?
Lucky?
That's right.
Have you had enough of politics?
Who is this?
Or somebody with good advice. Get out of the campaign now.
And if I don't?
Bullets are cheap.
Why don't we talk?
We have. Goodbye.
Now, wait a minute. If I do decide to withdraw, I want to know who I'm dealing with. Andy Crank could call and tell me to get out of the race.
You want to be convinced? Fine. Come to the roof of 21 Front Street in an hour. Be alone. You'll be watched.
And whom do I ask for?
Just be there. There'll be no trouble.
It does have something to do with the campaign. You were right.
Hold it. That's fine, Mr. Lucky. Stay right where you are.
Well, looks like I'm still talking to just a voice.
That's right. But I'm going to assure you it's the right voice.
Well, I'm here to listen.
I presume you want to hear about the man who got it in the launch. He was just the first one. Tomorrow there's going to be another, and the day after that. Until you get out of the race.
You mean you're going to kill innocent people?
You're going to kill them by staying in the race. Somebody will get it while crossing the street, coming out of his house. Anybody, anywhere. That's the way it's going to be.
It's a long way around just to get to me.
We don't have to get to you. That would be a little obvious. So we just leave it up to your sense of civic duty.
You mean you're going to commit wholesale murder just to get me to quit?
Why don't you try us?
I'll need some time.
What for?
To resign.
All you have to do is declare yourself.
You know better than that. I'll have to make an official withdrawal, buy some television time, explain it, get out gracefully.
All right. You be graceful. You've got until 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Stand by. Camera in position. Everyone stand by.
Good evening. I'm Mr. Lucky. I suppose some of you know me. A lot of you don't. I'm a candidate for councilman in the 14th district. That's not a very popular ambition. 2 previous candidates have already been killed. Last night, the people who run the 14th district made clear a few facts. That the killing is far from over. And that unless I resign, a number of lives would be endangered. Now, that's the reason for this broadcast. I'm supposed to resign. Now, the man who gave me this ultimatum is no doubt watching right now, waiting for my resignation. Well, I've got a piece of news for him. I'm not going to resign. Instead, I'm going to read off a list of names. This is a notebook that belonged to Anthony Vasconi. In it are the names of the people who run the 14th district. How they cut it up. How they use that area for their own devices. Tonight, right after this broadcast, this goes to the newspaper. You can read every bit of it in your morning paper. Time doesn't permit a complete expose. All I want to do is assure the man who warned me that it's all over. If he has any doubts, I'd like him to listen to these names in his organization. Arnie Cameron, Dutch Wells, Art Sloan, Fred Burbank. Harvey Galinsky. Thank you all for listening. Good night.
Very well done, Mr. Lucky. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, fellas, that's a move.
You were great. Next week, I'll get you a sponsor.
Oh, that'll be neighborly.
If you're still alive.
Lieutenant, if he took the bait, I'll have company.
Well, I got the whole joint staked out except the front entrance.
Good.
At the risk of being repetitious, I don't like what's going on tonight.
Well, I've had better nights myself, Lieutenant. I'll see you.
Good luck.
Give me the book. Nice and easy like.
All right, keep it quiet. Their program's on the air.
All right. Who sent you here? Where do we find him?
And don't give us that warehouse. We've already covered that.
Lieutenant, why don't you go watch television? This gentleman and me are going to have a little talk.
Yeah, I think I dropped my comb somewhere.
Get moving.
Hey, Lucky. Listen, compadre, we got a whole closet full of these things. What do you want to do with them? Well, that was a short career.
You get out of it what you put into it.
You know, I can't get over it. Here, the police break up the 14th district machine, and now everybody's running for councilman except you.
Well, I'm a businessman, not a politician.
It's probably just as well, you know. I wasn't going to vote for you anyway.
Why not?
Well, I got to wait 4 more years to be a citizen.